the world's best performer, a title that leaves no room for questions. For Zambia, their currency has just captured that title. The kwacha is experiencing a surge in early 2026 that comes after a year-end rally. Zambia's currency has gained almost 10% against the dollar since the start of last month. On Monday alone, it jumped nearly 4% before reaching a fresh two-year high on Tuesday. Here's why. Firstly, copper prices are surging. 3-month copper futures jumped around 5% on Tuesday, and Zambia is the second largest copper producer in Africa. Secondly, sellers have rushed to offload dollars triggered by a new central bank directive on December the 26th. Organisations have also been aggressively converting foreign currency into kwacha for settling tax and for funding New Year operations. But the final and potentially most significant step is what experts are calling the historic introduction of yuan-denominated mining tax payments. The Zambian bank confirmed that since October, the Chinese yuan has been accepted as currency for mining taxes. Zambia became the first African nation to do so, and there are expected to be major economic benefits. For context, China is Zambia's largest copper buyer, while Beijing is also one of the African nation's biggest creditors. Zambia receives taxes from Chinese companies operating mines in the country, and if these funds are paid in yuan, then when Zambia goes to pay back loans to China for development projects, it doesn't need to pay for currency exchange. Those fees were unavoidable when payments were made in dollars. So you can see how this all stems around a step away from the dollar. And this is music to China's ears. Beijing is aiming to internationalise the yuan and has seen African nations as the perfect testing ground. Kenya have restructured debt for a $5 billion railway loan into yuan. It could save Nairobi up to $280 million a year. Ethiopia are looking to do the same with their own $5.4 billion loan. Since the Second World War, the dollar has been the global reserve currency, used for almost all international trade. And China, the world's second largest economy, wants to change that. And now nations like Zambia show a framework for de-dollarization. For Lusaka, it is working. Now, it is important to note that the US dollar is down by over 9% in the last 12 months, amid heightened economic uncertainty. But as African nations like Zambia push on with de-dollarization and pursue economic cooperation with countries like China and Russia, the global order on the continent and beyond could be in for a major shift.
The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, First Post America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is First Post America.